There we go. We are
Excellent. All right,
finally
everybody's
into
in.
Champion Select.
We're in the champions select. I gotta get
It
champions
is
select music.
good to be on the arena once more. And not
All right.
just the build up and the
Oop,
hype
sorry.
for the arena as we slowly wait for everyone to get on the right teams. But we're in now. This is the exciting part. Evelyn being the first ban. Again, she's I should really be keeping stats on these to find out what the pick and ban rates of this. Evelyn. Twisted
Yep.
Fate ban.
No, surely not.
This is
I
not
think
going to
people
be
have
happy
figured
about
out
that.
Scrub. Well, this is good for Scrub. That's that's actually a really good thing because we've got. So if you don't know who Scrub Phoenix is, he's a friend of both Cleric and I. He almost only plays Twisted Fate. And it's a really good opportunity for him to learn other mutes. So that's what we're here about Battle Arena. It's about learning to play and get better at the game. And so there's a good opportunity for him, as it will be for others as their regular picks are learned. So yeah.
Talon and Jax being banned by the blue team. And Talon seems to be a regular pick in the Oceanic region, even more so with the group that we play with in the Battle Arena.
Yep.
Evelyn, again, no one wants to deal with that. Jax, nobody can deal with that in the late game. Twisted Fate, obviously targeted ban to Scrub. Tristana and Braum. I'm not sure if those are targeted bans specifically. I think they're just... Tristana is really powerful right now with the changes to Infinity Edge and the buff she got not long ago with her Q upgrade. Her attack speed buff being 0 mana now.
Yep.
That's really good. And Braum. I guess someone on the purple team just didn't want to fight a Braum. And good reason.
Absolutely. All right. Well, this should be interesting if we get a Aurelia. She's sort of been hovering around in a reasonably good state. I mean, obviously, Wicked from Alliance famously came up into Challenger playing pretty much only Aurelia. Season 2 played lots of Aurelia. Season 3 played no Aurelia. Season 4 has brought her back and she's been pretty good. So, she's, I guess, I mean, we've got the Renekton bar. We've got Renekton. We've got Jax. Got Shyvana. They're the top 3. They're the holy trinity of top lane at the moment. And Aurelia's kind of just sort of sitting just underneath that. So.
Yeah. Well, Aurelia's a safe pick. Like, she can not be dominated by almost anybody. She can't really dominate anyone at the same time. So, if you're picking Aurelia, it's pretty much... It's a reliable first pick for sure. You can't really counter pick Aurelia because she doesn't really do much that other champions don't already do better. But she's kind of a mix of everything. The tenacity reduction is always useful, no matter what composition you're going against. Kassadin.
We haven't actually talked about him on the show yet. I mean, obviously, this is patch 4.12, and both Lucian and Kassadin have copped nerfs.
Yes.
Well, I would argue, and what I'll argue in the podcast on Monday night, is Lucian got a buff nerf, so that should be interesting to see how he goes. But Kassadin got just a straight up nerf. His Force Pulse now slows for just 1 second, and his W, his Netherblade, it's had the cooldown extended, I think about 3 seconds.
Now, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves on the podcast conversation, but again, Kassadin did receive a buff/nerf because even though the slow duration has been reduced,
the slow
has been increased. So
at 50%
it's more
slow
of a
at level 1 is
over
pretty
less
good.
time, exactly.
And I mean, his Q is that's the mainstay of his actual kit. So as long as they're not fiddling with that too much, he should.
And his Rift Walk, they really don't want to touch that. Scrub Phoenix going to his current second favorite champion, being the Heimerdinger. He had a lot of success versus a Zed last week. And looks like we've got Twitch being picked up. Twitch, it'll be interesting to see how Twitch does against the new Lucian. Because Twitch was always considered one of the 2 strongest ADs or marksmen, especially in the Korean pro circuit. So we'll see if Twitch is used in that kind of ambush, walk right up into the enemy's face and just spray and pray, or rat-tat-tat as it's known these days, with the Blade of the Ruined King, and watch their health bars just vanish.
Yeah, I mean, they've nerfed him recently. They reduced his passive and whatnot. I still think he's a pretty good champion, and certainly he's going to have he's got a range advantage over Lucian. I mean, the big change that's to Lucian is his auto attack range has gone from 550 to 500, which is pretty much as low as it gets with ADCs. He's sort of Cosmo level.
It's the same as Vayne, and that's enough for Vayne to be considered a very poor laning champion. So we'll see how he goes. Let's see. So we got Leona laning with that Lucian, unless Shakazy's doing something really strange like jungle Leona. I don't foresee that being the case, but it is always a possibility. And that Ryze. Now, we've got Ryze and Kassadin. Both of these champions have been picked in the top lane and the mid lane. In the current meta, I mean, not specifically this patch, but I'm talking the last couple of months. Ever since they really changed Kassadin to be based off mana, they've been going for more of that Iceborne Gauntlet style tanky mana mage type thing in the top lane. And Ryze has always, ever since they realized how tanky you can build a mana based champion, he's always been up there. So, and well, look, the picks are coming in quick and fast here. We got
So we got new Maokai, which is good. That's gonna be interesting. I'm a big fan of him. Tarek is an interesting pick to go alongside Twitch.
It has to be said, this is a live broadcast. That is a fabulous pick.
For Tarek?
Yes.
Oh, fabulous, of course. I'm with you. I'm only about 1 second behind.
Hit you with the stun, obviously.
I mean, the main issue with picking Tarek, though, in this comp, is they haven't got that much AD. AP jungle, AP top, AP mid.
Yep.
So, I mean, the main virtue of Tarek is he provides armor to his team. Well, you don't really need a whole lot of armor against this comp. You need magic resistance, which, I mean, there's nobody who gives... Well, actually, Saraki used to give magic resist to your team, but she doesn't anymore. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Maokai, I think is actually not a bad pick. The main thing for him is that it's not like Ryze and Kassadin are going to be easily able to sort of they're not going to want an early gank as much because they don't have that much damage. So where Maokai's pretty good in the early part of the game. I mean, that's in the laning phases. He used to be quite dominant. I haven't seen that much of him yet to know if he still is. So that's an interesting pick. I'll be interested to see how that goes.
I really hope that we get to see the new jungle item picked up on the Maokai, because I've been hearing very good things about that Maokai and that item specifically together. I just want to talk about the Vi pick just for a little bit, because there's not really much in the way of capitalizing on Vi's ultimate there. Like, you see a lot of comps, like, I guess Heimerdinger does have quite a lot of burst when he's got the correct setup, when his ult's available, when his towers are in the right spots and such. But Vi is more of a pick someone out when they're lost in the woods style thing, which isn't going to really work with that burst. Now, they could do some nasty stuff with the Twitch ambush with a Vi ultimate combo, but Twitch can kind of do that by himself. So, but Vi is, generically speaking, a great jungler. She's not picked nearly as much professionally anymore, ever since they changed her more to require a lot more AD for the scaling. But she's still very good. Absolutely, she's on about the same level as Nocturne, I would say.
Now, before we talk about the game, let's just talk about the podcast. So, if you are unaware of the Oslo podcast, I'm the host of said program. We record once a week, and we're just about to release it tonight. It should be. And we talk about all the happenings in the oceanic scene. We talk about how to get better at the game. I mean, very much kind of in the same vein as what we're doing here. This week we'll be talking about 412, obviously. So make sure you check us out. And it's myself, Clara, who's my co-host, and then Ralph Vesp QT Panabianco. He's the other host of the show. So make sure you come check us out, oslo.trinityforcepodcast.com. You can also check out our sister shows, which is Trinity. And if you just go to trinityforcepodcast.com, you can get all the links to all the shows. So there's the T-Force proper, which is twice a week. They stream on this channel twice a week. It's on Monday and Wednesday mornings for us here in OCE. And then there's the Tuesday and Thursday mornings, I should say, because
these time zones, man.
LCS rundown is, which focuses just on the LCS. They release once a week, and they're streamed on a Monday morning. So make sure you go check them out. They're great guys. You can, if you just follow either at Oslo Podcast or at T-Force Podcast, you can get all the updates for all of what's going on with the T-Force Network. So shout out to all those guys. My client just decided to pack it in.
You know what?
Great.
I've been experiencing a lot of spectator bugs and crashes and such all week, so I'm really hoping that it works tonight. I have contacted Riot Support, and they've been fantastic. I've just run some tests, and they're getting back to me about that. So hopefully, I'll be able to discuss the solution if anyone else is having this problem.
Yep,
so
that's it.
Looks like my game is loading though. Looks like
mine
Matt the
is
Bat
now after packing it in for like 2 seconds.
Matt the Bat has still not connected on my screen.
Okay.
I just like to point out.
Oh, sorry, go.
No, I just want to point out something very important. The purple team, not a skin to be seen. Every single one a base model. How about that?
Yeah. That's just. I mean, they lose. It's just on that. I mean, Upper Zavai, she's a potent skin, man. You can't mess with that stuff. Now I'm going to work on the assumption that Victor Pradley has picked Tarek because maybe he doesn't play support, and Tarek for that reason he's kind of a good beginner support. He's pretty tanky. He's got an easy start. There's no funny combos. Yeah, it's got heals. So let's talk for a second while we're waiting for these guys to load up. If you are dumped with support and you don't know what you're doing, who do you reckon's a good support?
Well, anyone that's currently in meta is going to make sure that you're not going to get yelled at by your team, and that's a very important part of solo queue. See, Nami I would say she's a bit tricky. She does require a bit of practice to get the hang of landing the skill shots, understanding how the bounces work and sort of stuff. So I wouldn't go Nami. Sona is a bit squishy, but she definitely has what it takes to be a great support. She's got the AoE Ultimate Initiate, which is way better than so many different champs in the game, and she does provide a lot of basic utility. Alistar is my personal favorite tanky option, because if anyone comes anywhere near your carry, you can headbutt them away, and once you get a little bit better at him, you can try and pull off the famous headbutt pulverize combo and make your Orianna very happy.
That's it. I mean, even if you have really no idea what you're doing, absolutely no idea, Soraka is actually not a bad choice. So, I wouldn't even say that's that bad a choice to go Soraka. I'm just going to adjust this thing. It's if worse comes to worse, taking Soraka is probably not a bad choice. Probably any other person. I think Sona is actually probably overall your best bet. And certainly I think once they change her kit, going into I'm guessing 4.13. I think that she's going to be a really good pick because she'll have a bit more of an active. Her power won't be so obviously hidden in her auras, which I think is a good thing.
Now I'm into the game. Have you loaded yet?
Yeah. And I just got to apologize that the icons on the stream have just they're obscuring the left hand side of the items. So trust me, I will tell you if they've upgraded their trinkets and what they're doing with their trinkets.
We've got the Kassadin has very aggressively walked forward into the enemy jungle before the 1 minute mark and thrown down his trinket ward into the blue team's red side brush.
Yep.
I'm not sure if you're looking at it on your screen,
yeah,
but that's a great thing to do because that'll basically tell you everything about what the enemy team are doing. And it did because it looks like they've come up and they've put their own ward there. So now Cassidy knows that they have a ward there, and so everybody knows that this area is essentially off limits.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be showcasing what you're doing to the
Well,
other
it
team.
doesn't tell you everything they're doing. It just tells you whether they're defending red competently or not. Which is, that's a lot. But, it's if they're gearing up to invade from red, it will tell you. If they're not defending it well enough, it will give you an idea. And certainly at a bronze level, people don't always defend buffs. So it's worth keeping in mind if you want to go for an invade, that's an option.
Looks like we've got Maokai finishing the blue just 2 or 3 seconds before Vi finished the red, and Vi still has to finish off the little camp. So that means the blue buff will be up about 7 seconds, I want to say, based on that, before the red. So that's going to be important for those people keeping track of their brand new jungle timers.
That's it. I'd actually be interested to see if they could put jungle timers in the spectator client as well. That's probably an omission on their part. You just put them up the top of the screen. But anyway, yeah.
I'm sure they'll add that in the future.
They probably will.
Now,
how do you feel about this Rise? I mean, we're just seeing Rise getting hammered a bit by Aurelia. How do you feel about this top lane matchup?
Well, the advantage is definitely going to Aurelia for getting that level 2 and then really using the aggression. As you can see, the second Miss Fish hit level 2 just went on this Rise, just went crazy. And now Rise is stuck under his tower trying to defend. If Rise is pushed against, he's not bad to last hit under tower with, but he's far better in the middle of a lane where he can run away safely. But he's not at risk of missing those last hits.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he's put out a reasonable amount of damage early. Victor whiffs that.
Oh, the jungler. There's junglers on both teams heading towards the top. Looks like Vi is undecided. Looks like there's a ward in the brush. Maokai seems to have lost interest. And Vi seems bored also, so they just thought they'd come top, and they thought they'd talk about the matchup as well.
Take it with a nice hook at max range. I got to say, I'm a big fan. Obviously, if you're not familiar, I'm a huge Leona fan. She's on my Twitter profile. She's just an amazing support. And I always love a nice max range hook. It's just perfect. It's beautiful. Now, this mid lane matchup is interesting because obviously Cassidy, he struggles to farm. Heimer has its easy mode when it comes to melee mids. And the other thing about Aston is he doesn't blow people up like he used to. So, I mean, that's an issue which that you have to be aware of when you're Cassidy. But I mean, his shield's going to help a lot. You need to try and get him away from those turrets, and that's clearing the turrets was a problem with Cassidy. When you're Syndra or when you're I'm just trying to think of other sort of common needs at the moment. Orianna probably, you can actually use your ranged attacks to get rid of those turrets. Obviously, Cassidy can't do that. So that's the main issue. In some ways, you just try and farm as best you can, and look for a jungle, a good like a nice jungle gank, and try and.
Well, Cassidy's E, his Force Pulse, that one you require 6 charges before you use that. Now, for those who aren't as familiar with Cassidy, you get a charge every time a spell is cast around you. That's either yours, your enemies, or your allies. If anyone casts a spell, you get a stack. Now, Cassidy used to be the primary counterpick to Karthus, because Karthus had to cast a spell every few seconds to farm.
Yeah.
So he was great for that. But Heimerdinger doesn't have that problem. Heimerdinger can just put down a turret while Cassidy's Force Pulse is out of range.
Just in top lane, Jev has been forced to... sorry, just wanted to point out that Jez has been forced to flash away because he was in the top lane river brush when Maokai... came up to the top lane river brush when Maokai was just sitting there. And Maokai put out some pretty good damage. That was well done by Mao. Makes him sound like Mousy Tongue, which is probably not a good thing. Maybe an insult. Chairman.
I'm sure Mousy Tongue doesn't take it personally.
Yeah. So that's interesting. And also, what was interesting before is that what Miss Fish did with Aurelia did, which was probably not the brightest. Well, not the brightest move is the right phrase, but got caught out was that she dove onto onto Rise, but all the minions were there, and she just ate a ton of harass because that snare was long enough for Rise to dump a bit of damage on her, and then that was a beautiful
Scrub
stun
making
there.
a favourable trade in mid.
Yeah, so basically he got caught. Miss Fish got caught out with 6 or 8 minions attacking them. So that's something you got to keep in mind. Minion control is important when you're going to do trades, and so you're just going to make sure that the trades are favourable.
Yeah. Well, if you're going to dash forward on Aurelia, if Aurelia's having an ally come gank her lane, getting them to blow their CC on Aurelia is not all that much. That's not a bad thing. Oh, wide gank mid. Unfortunately, cast 6, so that's not going to get a thing. But yeah, as I was saying, if you can get Rise to blow his CC on Aurelia, just as Vi's coming to the lane, then Rise isn't going to have a way out. So she would lose the trade 1v1, but in a 2v1 situation, not a particularly bad call. So that one's depends on the circumstances. Ooh, Leona's taking a fair bit of damage to the bot lane. Ooh, Matt the Brat playing the rat has run out of mana. Oh, who's this? We got a tree amongst all the other brush there.
What's interesting to point out is that the blue have not. It's all good. People, I've got a ward there. I thought it said blue, but anyway, sorry, I'm getting myself confused.
Well, blue have a ward in my absolute favourite place in the world.
Yep.
The river brush next to the dragon. The death brush, that's right. The one that nobody wants to face check because there could be a Garen in there.
Yeah.
It covers the entrance
That's
to
not top lane.
Sorry?
It's not top lane. Garen can't be there. It's not top lane bush.
There could be a Garen in any bush.
It's true. If you're playing Doombots, that is literally true.
Yeah. It covers most of the entrance to Dragon, so if anybody comes, if anyone drags it out, which they most of the time do, you'll catch them doing that. It covers the entrance to the purple side jungle. It covers the entrance to the mid lane. It covers the entrance to the red, the blue side red entrance. So if someone comes via mid to gank bottom, you'll see them go. It's a fantastic spot for a ward, and because everyone's afraid to face check it, they very rarely clear them.
Yeah. Now, it was worth pointing out that Castellan's actually got a 30 CS lead nearly. Ooh, Rise going in hard against Aurelia, forcing the flash. Oh, he's going for the flash. I don't think you can get it. No.
I think he's seeing red. No.
That was a bit of a waste of a flash. You weren't going to get that.
Well, if Rise had his ultimate up at that point, the movement
he used it going into you know, it's. Oh, Matt the Brat's totally caught out. I think he's going to go down here.
Oh, the ignite's down, which reveals. Boom!
Oh, there we go.
That was a very nice. That was well worth it, Shakazy.
Yeah.
That the ultimate, where nobody in quotations could follow up, followed by the flash from Matt Pack to just to follow that up.
Yeah, I mean that's a great example of how to use Leonia. Where, I mean, yes, it's good for initiation, but ooh, wow, really going hard on Rise. I think you get really turning the tide. See, that was a very good use of teleport. So we saw before that Rise got Aurelia down very low, forced the flash, so she's gone back to base, teleported, come back in. He's really pushed up. He has no flash. Rise is really slow, so and Aurelia came back with a Bilgewater Cutlass, and we saw that at work. So that's a great example of using a power spike to your advantage. So yeah, I mean and also worth keeping in mind if you are in top lane, if they go back, if they're going to buy, you need to be aware of what's going on and make sure that that you're not caught out by having less items. And we'll just do an item comparison. So.
You haven't got your old chat on, have you?
No.
At 10 minutes and 35 seconds, we have Victor Pradley on Tarek saying in all chat, "Don't worry, Mr. Carrot Man, I'm getting my sweeper now." So we have our first trinket swapped out, not upgraded, but swapped out at the 10-minute mark.
And yeah, it's good. And I don't know when he actually bought his sight stone. I'm guessing it was actually a little while ago. So. As if you had listened to us on podcast in the last, well, here we go. We got junglers on both sides coming in. Oh, it looks like this is go down. Yep, the minions contributed that hugely, I'd imagine, actually. So I think Jev might go. Oh no,
No, it's what's safe is you push this one to tower,
Yep.
force them to make a choice. Do they run or do they let you take the tower?
Yep.
And they probably don't actually have enough AD up between them and enough of a
No.
minion wave to take this tower, but it forces that decision from Vi either way. Is she going to stick around and try and 2v1 under tower, or is she going to play the safer way? And I definitely think the safer approach is much better, because if she'd looked at the minion waves, she would have figured out they're not going to get this tower. You know, I'm not going to be able to stick around and get experience. They're just going to kill me.
All right, so we got a bit of a ward war going on. It was a smart move by Purple to have put the pink ward in there in that river brush, because they are so far pushed up. Blue did the smart side, so Tarek did the right thing, putting a pink ward in that brush. But when he went to defend it, when Leona came up to get rid of it, Twitch didn't follow up. So it's one of those little things where you need to make sure that if you're going to put a pink ward down and you're going to defend it, it's best to get both of them, and then you can put down some damage on their support and drive them back. But Leona is at this point so tanky. She's got chain vest, sight stone, and is it just a relic shield? Yeah, it looks like just a relic shield. So there's no way Tarek is going to be able to dissuade Leona from clearing out that ward.
Can I just point out something for our viewers and for you who may not have noticed a carrot? Our bot lane matchup, we have the marksman being Matt the Brat playing the Rat versus Matt Pack, and we have Shakazy versus Victor Bradley. And I'm thinking that's a little bit too much rhyming to be a coincidence.
Okay. Yeah, I guess so. I think I was going to say, Leona has bought her a great engage by PBT General. That was excellent. Waiting for the grenade to come out and then going in. Nice max range clip, solo Zenith Blade. That was well played by both people.
Oh, look at that! Scrub's going back in. He thinks he's gonna die. He's trying to take him down with him, but
yeah.
Cassidy's just gonna be able to teleport out of that. The minion kill gap here between Heimerdinger and Cassidon is really showing there. Like, he's already finished his Rod of Ages. He's got 20 points of health and 2 ability power already stacked up in there. And poor Scrub Phoenix and Heimerdinger hasn't finished his Athene's Unholy Grail.
Yeah, that's
Oh, this fight in bot lane!
Yeah. So I think Tarek said fight himself a bit of trouble, right? Oh,
yep.
That was a nice heal, please.
Look at this!
Get it.
Shakazy really utilizing that chain vest and the tower aggro just perfectly. Look, a 3-man tower dive.
But it's
all of them getting out. Oh well, maybe Matt Pack.
Oh, the perfect
he
use
escapes.
of that.
Thank you, minion wave.
Yeah,
that's
the relentless. Well, it was actually the relentless pursuit, his dash, that I think probably saved his life there. So that's.
Well, yeah, but the minions coming into tower range at that exact moment.
Oh yeah, okay, I see.
That definitely saved him there as well. That was perfect management of the tower aggro. These guys aren't on voice comms. This is Leona stayed in the range of the tower as long as she could, tanking it with that chain vest, going, "You guys kill him. You guys kill him.
Yep.
Don't worry, I'm here." But she didn't go in because she would have just died and traded 1-for-1 for supports. That's not a good decision. So Shakazy's on the right thing there, and then backed off as soon as he was about to die, and he knew he'd get out safe.
Yeah. I mean, I think that was a textbook example of how to properly tank a turret as someone like Leona, who's got a lot of health. I mean, obviously you can't do it if you're Morgana or Nami or something, but someone like Leona, who has a lot of armor. Once she uses the levels of W, she's got tons of armor, and yeah, basically you just sit on the edge. Once you've engaged, you move to the edge of the turret range, and then you just stand there, take as many hits as you can, and walk away when you've got very low health. That allows the rest of your team to go in and do the damage.
Malachi to gank top.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be able to get that one.
No, I think he's just hanging around.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, twisted advance in. Arcade smash. He's got the arcade. Oh.
Yeah,
the vengeful maelstrom. That was beautiful.
That was perfectly baited. Oh, yeah. Lucian's going to get this kill.
Matt Pack is just showing his dominance with a Blade of the Ruined King.
Yeah.
Now, Twitch has his Blade of the Ruined King. Now, Twitch has an opportunity here. If he stealths at the right moment, up to Matt Pack, and Matt Pack is still around for this tower, he could really obliterate him. But there is a 2-level... there is a 2-level disadvantage to...
Down mid. Yeah, there we go. The third pursuit... What is it?
Accident. I'm going to hit rewind and watch that. Okay, so Vi came in from an unwarded
Denting
area.
blows, that's it. The denting blows was what killed him.
Scrub missed absolutely everything except for the very last bit of his missiles at the very end of that. So that was all Vi there. I mean, Heimerdinger did what he could to try and catch up with a Cassidon, but nobody in the game could do that. Maybe a Vi.
And we know that was a much better engage by Vi before she engaged when there was just her and Tarek in the bot lane, and she just got completely blown up by like she saw the stun by Tarek right when she realized that Tarek had stun, decided to engage, but didn't realize that Maokai was there on top of Leona and Lucy, that she just got blown up. So a much smarter engage, and yeah, you just gotta make sure you don't when you're Vi, because you're going so deep when you go in, you just don't want to get caught out.
I think Lucian just walked over that ward. I'm just going to rewind a few seconds to see if he actually walks through.
Ooh.
Brush.
I think we've got a very dead rat in the bottom lane. Oh, nice, very nice juke there. And I think she's going to get out. Yes, so that was an example of.
I just saw that.
Nah, that was very unsafe. But blue, they're getting this. They might get this dragon.
Oh,
they're not going to get out though.
Oh yeah, Cassidon's there. Cassidon's just we haven't. Cassidon's going to be chasing Scrub Phoenix through his jungle, but there is no ward coverage there, so Scrub's in.
Oh yeah, you're dead, Scrub. Sorry. one more refalk. Oh no!
No! Oh, PVT General! This is the time you want to red eye.
Oh, wait a sec. It's not over yet.
Oh
no! She missed out.
Oh no! PVT General not expecting Scrub to stand in an incredibly vulnerable position.
Yeah.
I think PVT General actually overestimated Scrub Phoenix's positioning there.
I don't think it's going to matter much. They've got this.
They've got a mid tower
turret down, so that's the main thing. I mean, really, what kills are there for is to give you an opportunity to take an objective. And even in bot lane, we're looking. This Lucian's just destroying that turret. So.
Yeah. Now, Purple Team is sticking around for this. I don't like this idea. I mean, they do have enough of a gold lead, specifically on those three champions. Well, maybe not the Rise, but that they could have pressed that advantage. But I think it would have been safer just to get the tower that they got, and then back out. Maybe clear some wards with a couple of sweepers that I'm seeing coming out here. Secure the blue, which is exactly what they're doing now. Just on that, we were watching the Jungle Timers earlier with Vi finishing a couple of seconds after Maokai. Maokai was there pretty much on the dot, a little bit later. Like, he wasn't there at spawn time, but very close. But Vi didn't get back to her red until 10 minutes, so that's a bit of missed experience and buff control there.
Yeah, one of the issues that Heimerdinger has to deal with at the moment in mid lane is that now there's no turret. You are quite vulnerable to someone like Gaston, who can push the wave. He's probably strong enough to push the wave. I mean, he's got a needlessly large rod and a rod of ages, so that's quite a bit. You can push the wave past where your turrets are currently sitting and basically keep pushing that line of defense further and further back. So that's just something you need to keep in mind. Yes, I don't know what Maokai's doing. Oh, no, Lucy's there.
Oh, the
face. I got that damages.
Bouncing off this Aurelia. Oh, Twitch didn't find that nearly as easy to endure.
No.
Now, you may notice, if you look closely, that both Tarek and Leona, before 20 minutes, have upgraded their sweeper lenses.
That's good stuff.
That's a round of applause.
Yeah. They haven't really made much use of putting wards in this jungle, though. So, I mean, that's... No. Leona's is up. So, yeah, I mean, you can start checking and all that sort of stuff. And you check. Yep.
See, Leona's actually out of wards. She has one pink ward, and that's it. Yep. Everything else has been already laid down, so... there we go. Hang on, where did she get that ward? Was that Lucian's? Yeah, that was Lucian's ward that went down. I was trying to figure out where that ward came from. Now, actually, I want to comment on Lucian's build. I really do like the combination of Blade of the Ruined King and Yoda's Ghost Blade. It doesn't give you a lot in the way of flat attack damage, but that's never been one of his concerns. It's All you have to do is wait for the right moment.
Oh,
If
we're about to
you-
see Twitch die, I think. Oh, nearly.
Yeah,
Rises
he's
getting to that point where he's starting to get a bit too scary for anyone to deal with.
I'd be more worried about this Cassidy going through and killing your jungler.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like blue team have lost control of their jungle now. They do have some wards in there, but purple team are just...
That was
what a
color.
color! Through the woods, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, Matt Pack should probably stick with the team here. Oh wait, no, he's killing a couple of minions to get them to the tower, so they're going to look to keep up the pressure of all 5 men pushing this tower, but it looks like they're going to be ready to defend. Now, blue team have very little in the way of wave clear. Twitch isn't going to be blowing his ult to kill minions, not the way Lucian can. Aurelia, she's not... I mean, she can clear, but nowhere near as effective as some other champions. Certainly not as effective as Cassidon with 5 allies around him and a Lucian.
I mean, one of the issues for Blue now is that we're starting to get to the point where Rise and Cassidon have kind of have already reached their critical mass. Interestingly, Cassidon didn't go for a tier, so it's probably too late for him to get a tier now. It's probably an oversight given how much Cassidon benefits from mana these days.
You still can go the full, the pure AP build on Cassidon. Generally, there's a lot of Aegis build in there, but because generally when you go for a pure AP build, you want to go for something with a little bit of an earlier power spike. But it looks this build doesn't have massive holes in it. It could just use.
I think it's one of those small oversight. Like I think it is an oversight. I think Cassidon does benefit so. Oh, you can see this.
That is actually the 4th person to walk over that ward and not clear it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Death Rush.
Yeah.
Man, this purple team, they're really asserting their dominance. They're ahead and they know it. Poor Scrub. It's not hard to reposition yourself when you're Heimerdinger. The idea is that they're out of position, not you. Oh, Jeb goes down. That's not pretty for him. Now, are they chasing this Tarek or are they forcing a Baron bait?
No, they're chasing this Tarek, which is...
That is a complete waste of time.
Yeah.
Although, Victor Pradley, to his credit, put a ward down. So, I think Victor Pradley made good work of that situation. And Matt Pack is off going, where is that slippery gem-coated dude?
I mean, what we just saw was that Aurelia burned her ultimate to clear the wave. If they'd all... I mean, they can get Dragon, which is going to work out, even though they didn't see that blue-pink ward. So that's... you're going to probably see this ward in the Dragon bit. Yeah, they saw it. Okay. So,
nice ward
Lucy
there.
dodges it too. So there's a perfect example of how 4 people just walk past a pink ward. Eddie going to work... Oh, he walked past it and he did catch it. Okay.
Yes, catching flames at the 24 minutes and 38 second mark. Ward that brush, my friends.
Oh my gosh, look at that damage.
Yeah. Victor Pradley, the Tarek pick is going to cost you. It's going to cost you dearly. Because all that armor is not going to help you against all that ability power.
I think he's in the process of building a Aegis of the Legion. So either that or a
Spectre's Cow, maybe.
Spectre's Cow, maybe. I think Aegis of the Legion is probably a pretty good choice at this point because you've got so much AP on their team.
Yeah. Well, I was actually expecting that to come out of Vi because that's actually quite a good little item on her. She can go in deep, and anyone who's in the front line, she's got that. She's got the Area of Effect, Aura for Magic Resist, and the shield that she can lay down. So, Tarek is a little bit more heavy on the positioning side. You know, he'd get in there, do his shatter thing, and then get out, maybe. Otherwise, he's just going to be left to die.
Absolutely. Just looking at the rest of the item build. So,
I quite like that Rise has gone top to split push, but he must be careful because his teleport is down. That's a hell of a skirmish. Look at that gigantic Heimerdinger turret.
Yeah, that's a perfect example of that was actually, it was kind of, in a sense, Leona got caught out there, but, so tanky, even though after all this damage, you still got
Yeah.
What, 500
Well,
health?
When you've got 11k gold lead, being caught out on your tankiest champion,
Yeah.
well, maybe second tankiest with a Maokai with a frozen heart. That's Spirit of the Ancient Golem. So, how much health has that actually given him? I want to check this out. Spirit of the Ancient Golem. Oh, doesn't actually have the.
No, it doesn't. I don't think they've upgraded the tooltip.
Oh,
It doesn't even
tooltip
mention
hasn't
the.
changed.
It hasn't even got the right stats on it. So I actually went to look at that before to see how much bonus health he's getting, but I don't think it has any of that. So
That I'm sure will be hot fixed. Oh, Vi just picked up a Warmog's armor.
yeah, I was actually wondering if that was what she's doing there. So go through that one, because I mean Warmogs you don't actually see that often at high level play.
So let's just watch Purple Team dominate yet again as Blue Team desperately try to make a
nice
play.
grenade
Oh,
device
shutdown goal going to Heimerdinger! And the Sapperling desperately chases after him, and Cassidy does not care.
Yeah.
Cassidy's more than happy to trade.
Now, had you just chucked a ward just over here, like over behind where he was hiding, that probably would have been the smart move before trying that one. But oh my god, Derek just walked straight past Leona.
Oh, that was awesome. Is there an auto attack about to hit Leona? I'm checking it. No, Leona got off from that one somehow.
So
Team's
why?
turret has
No, this is interesting. This is actually not that bad a move. Maybe Purple's team are nowhere to be found. The damage is actually pretty decent. The jungler was dead, only just got back. Purple have got no wards. And this is what we say every week. We say Purple wards would still be there after you've had all these fights. They still would remain.
So this ward on the other side of the Baron pit, that did you nothing. If you put that purple ward, say, in the brush directly outside the Baron pit, you would have had full vision of that.
Yeah.
But they just snuck Baron at the 28-minute mark.
Yep.
Blue team, who was, even with Baron, 10k behind.
Yeah.
4 kills to 22, they took Baron. That's
to be
how
honest,
much of a kill.
the Baron buff's worth about 4,000 gold. So really, they're only 10k behind if they can make use of it. Oh, we
if
just
they-
had to see Vi get completely destroyed. Oh no, didn't quite get caught by that snare.
So she's got Warmogs now, so she actually has enough health that she can withstand Ryze's initial combo. But Ryze's tanky enough to withstand Vi's combo, so it really depends on whose friends rock up first.
So Vi's got, I mean, she's only got 70 MR. So yeah, okay, she's going to last a little bit longer. I mean, this is the issue with Warmogs is health alone is not that great a defensive stat. You really need other things with it. So I mean, Warmogs. This is from what I understand. It's, you know, essentially you're better off with other items because they give you more effective health because of the armor or because of the whatever. So I guess if you had a Warmog plus a bunch of other things, Spectre's Cowl or Banshee's Veil, or
Even if you had Spirit of the Ancient Golem, so that you'd get 30% extra effectiveness out of that Warmogs, which would also translate into the regeneration, that would be good. But just go for Spirit of the Elder Lizard, which isn't a bad item on Vi, but if you're going to build a Warmogs, you're going to want something to combo with it. You're going to want a Negatron Cloak. You're going to want your Spirit of the Ancient Golem, because otherwise the health you've got is very deceptive.
yeah. And I mean, something like a Blade of the Ruin King, with no extra armor, a Blade of the Ruin King is going to shred you, and that's what.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, and as if you are trying to initiate on Lucian, he's going to turn around and go, yeah, sure. He's going to hit his active for the Blade of the Ruin King. He's just going to start, you know, he's going to trigger his Yumi's Ghost Blade, and you're going to be dead. So,
just want to point out that Lucian has an Essence Reaver.
interesting.
Now, because Essence Reaver did just get buffed, so it is now a BF item, and it does have cooldown reduction on it. That's...
Well, it always had the cooldown reduction.
Yeah, I'm just saying, listing up some of the benefits.
Yep.
Life and Mana Steal. Now, I haven't seen Lucian have all that many mana issues throughout this game, and I don't think that's actually going to be changing at this point, so... It's important to note that the Essence Reaver is an item that you would buy for the passive. It is a unique passive, you can't get it from anywhere else. But it looks like he's bought it for the cooldown reduction.
Which, I mean, what is that? How much?
It's 10%.
Yeah, I'm just... where is he? Yeah. So Lucian, what's his
He's
What's
got
his CDR?
20,
He's up to 20%. I mean, because
20%.
the Emu's Ghostblade also gives CDR. So I mean, 20% CDR on someone like Lee Sin is probably not a bad thing.
Yeah, well, I watched.
It's just a very expensive item just for 20 CDR.
Yeah, if he'd been running say 5% from his masteries even, then he would have been able to. If you're going to go a cooldown build, cooldown runes or cooldown masteries are definitely something that you'd want to supplement that, unless you're relying on blue buffs and such, which you never do.
Especially with the change to his Relentless Pursuit, how it gets the cooldown reduction based on auto attacks. And you get auto attacks by using your abilities. So, getting lots of CDR for Lucian and then just spamming the heck out of your abilities, that's probably not a bad strategy because you're going to put a lot more damage. What you also could have considered was a Black Cleaver, because if you look at their comp, they've got almost no armor. They've got Tarek, and he's providing some armor, but it's no. I mean, he himself is actually not building that much armor. In fact, he hasn't built any armor. So
why would you against 4 AP?
Well, that's it. That's it. So I mean, really, like a Black Cleaver might have been a better option for against this comp, because they're, I think it's, I said last week, I think it's about 110 armor or something like that is where the crossover between Last Whisper and Black Cleaver becomes sort of useful.
Now, if you look at the map, Purple, they don't have a fantastic siege comp. In fact, it's pretty terrible. But what they do have is an amazing amount of minion pressure. Every single lane has presence in it through the form of minions or a champion. Now, they've done, like, the blue team have just gone to push that back. But that allowed them to get some damage on the towers. So, if Purple
the other thing is,
Blue is stuck in their base. And there's nothing that they're going to be able to do to get out of this situation without forcing a fight, and they don't have their Baron buff anymore.
To be honest, if I was this far ahead, I would be done. Because although, you don't have a great siege comp, you've got an amazing dive comp. Like Leona and Maokai, that's like insane amounts of dive and AoE. And basically, you dive under turret, Maokai pops his Vengeance, Maelstrom of Vengeance, or whatever it's called. I can't even remember. I always forget what it's called. He triggers his ult. You stun everybody because they're all bunched up underneath the turret, and then you just go to town. And Lucian ults, then Cassidon gets in there, Rise gets in there. You just destroy them. So really, you should be looking to dive at this point.
Now, it's about this time in the game that Carrot would normally go on about the trinkets. Now, did you want to touch on that? Because we have a couple of very interesting choices. Had Vi been disconnected? Or
No, sorry, no, you talking.
I was saying that we've got a scrying orb.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, I'm with you. No, I'm somebody just messaged me on Twitter, not Twitter, Skype. I just want to make sure it was all right.
I see.
Yeah, sorry, I got distracted. And I thought you were talking.
A beautiful setup there.
Yes, let's talk about that. Okay, so
Carrot's going to talk about trinket. Carrot.
Yeah. So obviously, people have been the blue team have been listening to me over the last 3 weeks. And this week we got a question from Scrub Phoenix, who's playing Humdinger, about this exact issue of when to buy trinkets and all that. So that's great. Not all the trinkets are upgraded at 35 minutes. They probably should be. If I was blue team, this is essentially what I said. If you're blue team, wow, that was an excellent grenade by Scrub. It's just a shame there was nobody there to follow him up with it.
Yeah, and they've got enough tankiness and level advantage that it's just not doing a lot of damage. Like, look at this, Shakazi. Like, he's got what, 3k HP, just short of 2,997, and he's barely scratched from that.
How much? Oh, there we go. Finally, what we're seeing.
Look at this tower dive you're after. Oh, there's a counter engagement.
Wasn't actually well that done, because I mean, look where Cassidon is. I mean, he's over there dealing this switch, but
same thing. Purple team make a brute force. Look at Shakazi. He took so much tower damage from that. If Cassidon had been with the rest of the team, that would have been squash.
Oh, is it? Matt back. Oh, he just lives. Yeah, and see, look at Rise. This is where you get with Rise. Rise gets to the point where you've had a fight, but he's still got 1,500 health. He's got more armor and MR than I think probably than Vi does. He's got more armor and MR than Vi, the tank is.
Catching Flames here has made a mistake. Like, Maokai laid down about 3/4 of the damage on that tower. While Rise was auto-attacking minions. Now, if he'd joined Maokai in taking down that turret, that would have taken down half the time. That would have just vanished. And now Maokai, because he's been tanked on and the death timers are up, they can't take that inhibitor. I think that was entirely Rise's lack of response to the obvious pressure that they had.
Yeah. And I mean, using your frozen, so Iceborne Gauntlet for clearing towers, like just hitting towers, is actually not a bad idea because it gives you 1.25% of your AD to look at this minion. Look at that little guy.
The world's bravest minion.
Yeah. Actually, Phantom Lord's got a really funny video about a minion that chased him around the map. It's actually pretty funny.
Now,
starting to see Baron.
The team are doing the smart thing here. They know the way ahead. Oh, Miss Fish, it was a good idea. It was definitely a good idea, but perhaps you should have used it a little bit sooner. Look at that, just culling right to the face. Now, blue team, they can't really contest this. They've got pressure on all lanes. Cassidon's very much out of position though. He's off doing blue buff. He's on the exact opposite side of the map that you want to be on at this time. Don't get me wrong, purple team are going to burn this down, and there's not much the blue team can do about it. Cassidon shouldn't be. He should really be with his team.
Yeah.
There was nothing over there that he couldn't do after securing a Baron. Oh, twisted advance. Oh, yeah, bye. It's been Blade of the Ruin King. Toasted. Oh, and we're going to flash twisted advance.
Oh, it's flash, but it's still...
Slaughter. They're going to get the inhibitor for that, that's for sure. Oh, Cass.
Rise is teleporting to a ward right next to the inhibitor. Obviously, he's feeling pretty confident. He's taking out the towers. That's some confidence. Though, I don't think it's the smart. Like, you need. Rise is the main issue of just standing there waiting for your minions to come in the one lane you've got pushed is, especially since you only just cleared the inhibitor. That's actually not. That's not the point which you've really got total control on. 20k gold lead's probably enough, but even so, like really, you've won when he's pushed it. Yeah, so instead of just goofing around in front of the turret, just get in there. But having said that, 20k gold lead, it's GG. So
now I think World Game is just completely frozen. I'm just okay. There we go.
Oh, nice. So, Rise catching it at Twitch there. And that's just the power of Rise. He gets one snare at the moment, and he's hitting you with his massive Iceborne auto attacks. He's just, he triggers his ult, and he gets so much life back. And heck, he's getting life back over the turret eating. I mean, that's the power of Rise. So,
I just want to point out the stats here. I'm not sure if my game is again frozen, but it's we've got Lucian in here sitting on 14-0-6.
Wow. Yes.
That's a very
and 330 CS. So
yep. Now let's note that he did have like 9 of those kills before he picked up the Essence Reaver. So that is in no way it's no way an advocacy for that particular item. I'm not saying the item's bad, but I'm saying that if you're going to be taking something away from this game, Essence Reaver is good because he went 14-0-6 is not it.
Yep. All right, well, that's game 1. So well done to all those. We'll just leave the screen up there so you can have a look and see glory in your scores and revel in your mastery of those champs. I think, what we saw is this. I mean, Cassidon and Rise. Rise 6-1-10, 290 CS. He had a 15.5k gold, and Cassidon with 15.2k gold. And Lucian, so they just got carried hard from the early game, which was surprising considering how
late game their comp was.
Yeah, how late game their comp was. So
well, I think Maokai and Leona are both very strong early game champions, so they did have that kind of support.